gracious Father, we come before you tonight, and that we ask that you be with Marvin Kavanaugh, who has had a massive heart attack. Lord, be with his family. Give them the support that's needed. And if it be thy will, bring him back to health. We also ask that you would grant us strength of body and mind to carry out the tasks given to us in our callings, and to help counsel to use the gifts you have given them in service to you and to all people. Create us in us all a spirit of service. Amen.
Marvin Kavanaugh is the captain of the Lakewood Sheriff Division. Okay, could I have roll call, please?
Councilmember Alvarez. Councilmember Schultz.
Here.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Council.
Here.
Mayor Cecina.
Here. I'll make a motion to excuse Council Member Placido Alvarez.
Second that.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. We have a proclamation. Lucy? No? No? Okay, no one's here to receive it. Okay, then we'll go on to oral communications, items on the agenda, and the council and agency. This is a time reserved for those members of the audience wishing to speak on agenda items. This period will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Maximum time allocated is 15 minutes on the agenda for the council and agency. Anyone wishing to speak, please give your name and address for the record.
My name is Roger Williams. I reside at 8140 East Woodson Street, Long Beach, 90808. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here again this evening. As you know, my wife and I, Beth, operate Los Alamitos Mower and Saw Shop, and we are desirous of relocating from Los Alamitos Business Park to the city of Hawaiian Gardens on Norwalk. A few things you might like to know about our business that we didn't mention last time.
Mr. Williams, this will be on. This is on the agenda, so might have to repeat this all over again.
All right.
So
well,
we'll open the public hearing and then
We'll open the public
I'm
hearing,
sorry.
and then you.
all right. So you let me know when it's my turn.
Okay, we'll let you know.
Thank you ever so
Thank-
kindly. I appreciate the credit.
Thank you. It's on the agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Steve.
Okay, is there anyone else wishing to speak? Items on the agenda. Same rules pertain to items not on the agenda for the council and agency.
Sue Underwood, 12424 Farlow Street, and I just want to say that I really appreciated the cleanup day on Saturday. I finally got my husband to haul some stuff down here, and he's always complaining about not wanting to do it, and he was really surprised and pleased at how fast it went and how organized it was. And I also want to thank you for the newsletter that came out. It was very well written and very informative, and I hope that we receive more during the year because as a resident here, I really appreciate, I pretty much know what's going on up here, but most of the people don't, and it was really a very good newsletter, so I thank you.
Thank you, Sue. Anyone else wishing to speak? Items not on the agenda? Okay. Item A is public hearings, and it says we have no public hearings, but we do. Yeah, we do. So let's go on to item B is ordinances. So we go to item C as resolution. I guess this is supposed to be a resolution. Approval of resolution number 80-98 to approve a request to approve a conditional use permit, CUP, submitted by Roger and Beth Williams to allow the use of a lawnmower repair shop at 22100 Norwalk Boulevard and approve a negative declaration in accordance with the California Environmental Quality Act, CEQA. Resolution number 80-98.
Yes, Mayor and Council, at this time I'd like to call upon Joe Colombo.
Yes, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, you have before you a conditional use permit submitted by Roger and Beth Williams for a lawnmower repair facility located at 22100 Norwalk Boulevard. This is a commercial strip center that was built in 1977 with a building area of 7,488 square feet. The applicant will be occupying 2 tenant spaces of 2,843 square feet. The site is zoned C4 and allows the proposed use with the approval of the conditional use permit. The Planning Commission did hear this case at the previous Planning Commission meeting and is recommending approval of this application as well as the environmental negative declaration. Staff recommends that you adopt resolution number 80-98 and approving case number -98-29 CUP, and staff is recommending that an additional condition be added after further research, which was recently discussed with the applicant, and they are amenable to this, and that is that we add condition under general conditions, and that would be condition number M. The applicant shall provide for an on-site installation of an approved surface runoff filtration system designed to collect and remove any hazardous materials or polluting agents from runoff waters which may enter the street storm drain system. Such filtration system shall be serviced by a certified business at least annually. This is required as a result of the NPDES permit that the city has, which is a national pollutant discharge elimination system.
Is the applicant aware of this?
Yes, he is, and they currently have such system where they operate right now in Los Alamitos. No one has submitted any comments of pro or for or against, and the applicant is here tonight.
Okay, any questions, Council? No? Is it proper to open the public hearing? Is there
Yes, I have a
resolution?
question, Joe.
Yeah.
I don't see this agenda matter as a public hearing matter. Is that what we want to do?
It is a public hearing, yes, it was advertised.
It's kinda
as a public
confusing.
And you did advertise it?
Yes, it was advertised in the Long Beach Press Telegram, as well as the people within a 300-foot radius were notified.
Okay, and you have evidence of that in the file?
Yes.
So I think maybe we could just amend the agenda at this time to
Sure that we do
show
have
that
a
we
public.
have a public hearing allowed. It would be in order to make a motion in a second to add a new item to the agenda, and that item would be a public hearing for Resolution 80-98.
So moved.
Make a motion to amend.
You second the motion? Okay. All those, do I need a roll call on this?
Yeah, that would be it.
Yes, a roll call, please.
Councilmember Alvarez, Councilmember Schultz,
Aye.
Councilmember Cabrera,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Falco,
Yes.
Mayor Cecina.
Yes, motion carried.
At this time, it would be appropriate to open the public hearing.
Okay, this time I'll open the public hearing, and I guess the applicant will give his, he can state his case now.
My name is Roger Williams. I reside at 8140 East Woodson, Long Beach 90808, and thank you for the kindness and the direction. And may I say how very much I have appreciated working with Mr. Colombo. He has been a tremendous help to us in getting to this point. And I also was very pleased to just recently receive this staff report. It's very nicely done, well organized and thoroughly sought out. And we appreciate the things that are in it with regard to the way business should be conducted. And we want to assure you that we are not just willing, but eager to meet any and all of the requirements set out herein. Just to give you a very brief overview with regard to some things that might be of concern as far as hazardous wastes are concerned, basically we have just used motor oil, approximately 30 gallons in one drum, which is ringed in case there's a spill, which we've never had since 1965. And we have approximately 3 gallons of carburetor cleaner, which is a very small amount. About 10 gallons of gasoline, which is properly labeled and stored in safety containers. And of course, there'd be small amounts of gas and oil in the machines that come in, although those are prepared by the manufacturer for such storage in people's garages anyway, so they really don't present any sort of a hazard to us. We do a little bit of welding. We have permits for all of that. In fact, we have hired a company. Mr. Chris Reel is the president, called Diversified Petrochemical Services out of Rancho Cucamonga, who will help us with employee safety and regulations, fire department regulations, OSHA requirements, EPA compliance, and chemical hazard identification. We additionally have, and have for many years, had a company, Kimco, which hauls away all of our refuse oil. We have a self-contained parts washer, which is also filtered, and that is cleaned regularly and hauled away 1 to 2 times a year as necessitated. So we are eager to move our company to your city and hope that you will find that we'll enjoy a continued relationship with your Department of Maintenance as well as the many people who live here.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, Council?
No. Oh, how soon is this gonna happen?
Well, we would like to start moving in October. I would appreciate 2 months to move, but we're going to try to do it in 1. Move every nut and bolt in that shop's a big deal.
Okay.
So it's actually a relocation. You're closing the shop in Los Alamitos?
Yes, yes.
Moving here.
Mhm.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome you. We welcome you to the city. Anyone else wishing to speak for or against? If not, I'll make
I'll
a
make a
motion.
motion to close the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Discussion. No discussion? I'll entertain a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to wait for the reading and adopt resolution number 80-98.
I'll second that.
As amended, right.
Got that correct?
Okay, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Alvarez, Councilmember Schultz,
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Council,
Yes.
and Mayor Cecile.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, all set? Item 2 is approval of resolution number 81-98 to approve, authorize the expenditure of state transportation program monies for street work on Norwalk Boulevard. Tony?
Yes, Mayor and Council, first of all, I need to make you aware that the Metropolitan Transportation Authority contacted the city to notify the city that the city still had $35,100 left in the account, and in order to move fast on this, Paul did a real good job, and I'd like to call on Paul right now, and that's a resolution 8198.
Honorable Mayor and council members, the city receives state funds for the State Transportation Program local funds. These funds are utilized for main thoroughfares, main arterials through city streets for maintenance and upkeep. The city was notified by the MTA, which indicated there was $35,100 in funds which must be obligated by September 30th, 1998, or they would lapse. As a result, in contacting the Office of the City Engineer, staff has developed a program to slurry seal coat and then restripe the area on Norwalk Boulevard from Tilbury to 214th Street. This would add to the longevity of that section of the roadway and allow for the utilization of these funds as per state requirements. Staff recommends that the council waive further reading and adopt resolution 81-98.
Any questions from the council? Entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve this resolution, 8198.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarez, Councilmember Schultz,
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Council,
Yes.
and Mayor Cecile.
Yes, motion carried. Go on to item 4 is resolution. 3? Oh, okay. Resolution number 82-98 to approve warrants and payroll. Very important, we can't miss that. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawaiian Gardens approving the pre-issued warrants and regular warrants for a total of $232,822.05.
So moved. Sounds good.
I'll second the motion. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarez, Councilmember Schultz,
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Council,
Yes.
Mayor Cecile.
Yes, motion carried. Item 4, approval of resolution number 83-98 to authorize the expenditure of supplemental law enforcement services money for law enforcement training. Tony, would you?
Yes, Mayor and Council, a request has been made for additional training. We'll let Paul this time expound on this, and then also I believe there's an amendment in regards to what's being proposed this evening.
Honorable Mayor and council members, representatives from the Los Angeles County Sheriff have forwarded 2 training opportunities for the deputies that work in our city. One is the Robbery Investigators Association Seminar, which was to be held in Las Vegas from February 3rd through the 5th, 1999. The total cost for that, to send 4 deputies for registration and room and board for this is $1,896.80. And the other training program is a terrorist awareness course that's put on by the Governor's Office of Emergency Services, and will be held in San Luis Obispo County, outside city of San Luis Obispo, at the California Specialized Training Institute. This seminar will be held from October 5th through the 9th, 1998. In discussion with the deputies this evening on this particular training class, they pointed out that there was an error in the calculations for this. As a result, the total cost for this would be $1,604.70 instead of the $1,412.30 that's listed here, bringing the total for both seminars to $3,501.50. These funds would come from the city's local law enforcement block grant monies, which are federally funded grant monies. Staff recommends that the council waive further reading and adopt resolution number 83-98.
Council members, any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adopt resolution number 83-98.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Made and second. Okay, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Alvarez, Councilmember Schultz,
Yes.
Councilmember Cabrera,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Calco,
Yes.
Mayor Cecile.
Yes, motion carried. What item D is a consent calendar. Anyone wishing to pull anything from the consent calendar?
Only as a reminder, if you wish to discuss the monthly sheriff crime statistics, we have deputy here this evening to be more than glad to expound on the issue also.
Okay, do we,
Could we invite
sure,
him to come?
sure. Okay, we'll pull this from the calendar. Anything else we want to report on? Okay. Then Frank, are you going to make the presentation here? Item D2.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Council, Mr. Administrator, City staff. I don't have much of a presentation other than just to answer any questions that the council or the mayor may have of this department.
Well, I looking at the report, there's a lot of arrests being made. I mean, statistically, it sounds that you're really on the job. You're really doing we're arresting
Statistically-
people that should be arrested. And
Yes, there have been
it's
a
a
lot
good
of...
sign, you know. Crime isn't going up, it's just get caught, you know. So
That's correct. We have a lot of repeat offenders. We've had a lot of success with parole, probation, people that have already committed crimes in the city that have been placed on parole and probation. And basically what they've done is they violated something within the rules and regulations of either their parole or their probation. So we've gone ahead and done sweeps and picked them up. Other people that have just been picked up for other violations of the law that aren't necessarily on parole or probation. I'm mainly here to answer any direct questions that have to deal with this report, if I may.
anyone wishing to,
No, I don't have any questions other than thank you very much for your good service out there.
Thank you, sir.
I have the same feelings. It's outstanding service, and thank you again. And
Thank you, Mayor.
we're gonna keep expanding the service too, and getting it bigger and better, whatever, you know. Thank you, Frank,
Sir.
for your report.
Thank you.
You residents, thank you.
Okay, what about the other items? Now, we need a
Okay, I'll make a motion to
Receive and file.
receive and file items and approve the minutes of September 8th of the regular meeting as
that would be
presented.
items from 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, 3. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Okay, we go on to the agency agenda. We have a consent calendar, and the consent calendar has to do with the minutes of September 8th. Is there any corrections or omissions?
I'll make a motion to approve the regular minutes of September 8th of the redevelopment.
Do I have a second?
Sure.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
to move it.
Aye. No, ladies first.
Okay, item B is resolutions. Approval of resolution number 98-24 relating to warrants and payroll.
Excuse me, I don't think we did 98-23.
98-23? On
I mean,
Consul?
no, on the redevelopment. Let's see, a resolution of warrants and,
On 24, 98, 24.
24 is what I got, that's what, yeah.
okay. Sorry about that, I'm looking at,
Oh, okay, well, I thought we had it, that's what I thought I read, but, okay. I'll start again here.
Okay.
Resolution, approval of resolution number 98-24 relating to warrants and payroll. A resolution of the City of Hawaiian Gardens Community Redevelopment Agency approving the pre-issued warrants and regular warrants for a total of $11,164.80. Okay, I'll make a motion to waive further reading and adopt resolution number 98-24. Do I have a second?
Sure.
Okay, a second. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Director Alvarez, Director Schultz,
Yes.
Director Cabrera,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Campbell,
Yes.
Chairperson Cecile.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, we'll go on to oral staff reports for council and agency. Do we have any reports?
yeah, Mayor, first of all, I'd like to call upon Joe for two items. One is the, just a brief summary, and he'll have a more detailed report for the next council meeting, but a brief summary on the activities as to this past weekend cleanup, and then also in regards to the bail schedule.
Yes, we have some preliminary figures on the activity that we had this past weekend on the block cleanup program. We had approximately over 30 bins that were hauled away, which would total to about 40 to 45 tons of debris, and servicing over 400 cars in the program. That's, again, pretty successful. We also have a bail schedule that is being presented to the city administrator, and what the bail schedule is basically doing is revising the current bail schedule that we currently have, which is a document used by the court system for setting fines and bails for offenses that are committed in the city. Staff would recommend and in discussion, further discussion with the city administrator, that if we could possibly have some type of ad hoc committee team put together to review the document. We also will be amending chapter 1.112 that will create a procedure for implementing the bail schedule.
The ad hoc, what we're asking for is to be composed of two elected body.
Do you want that decision to be made right now, or?
Well, I don't know, but
No, it's probably not appropriate
No,
on the
no.
agenda.
It's
okay.
not on the agenda.
We'll put it for the next agenda then. Okay, with a recommendation.
I have one question for you. Do you think it's reasonable that we could have this bail schedule in effect by January 1st, 1999?
It's possible if, depending on how the outcome of the committee, and then it'll be submitted to the criminal court system, the planning
right.
division, and then it'll go to the judge for their approval as well. We have some resolutions that we have to adopt, a couple of them, including an ordinance to amend chapter 112. It's possible. We'll certainly try to aim for that.
The,
That's council direction.
Well, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
saying, yeah.
what it's really going to depend on, I mean, besides the court of courts, is going to be the ad hoc committee
Right.
and reviewing
Get it all
in depth.
worked out.
Right.
Are we comparing to other cities the same size, I mean, like Artesia or Paramount?
We have other bail schedules from other cities.
Yeah, good.
Of course, we have ours to compare as well.
Right.
The bail schedule includes other municipal code violations that were not covered through the other previous bail schedule that we currently have right now.
It's a step in the right direction, Joe.
So,
Very good.
do you think you can have most of the necessary information by the next meeting so we can appoint this committee and get to work on it? Because I know
We
you're
have the
gonna,
bail schedule prepared. There's a first draft of it that was presented today. I won't be here for the next
Right,
meeting, but
right. That's what I'm
you
asking.
can certainly address it at the next meeting as far as appointing
Committee.
a committee, and then we can meet thereafter and start discussing it. And
What I'd like to do is, when Joe does return, maybe have the first meeting as far as the ad hoc committee, but also at the same time, because there are a number of, I'm thinking it'd be easier with a spreadsheet, because you asked about how other entities, and they do the list in columns, you know, the old bail schedule versus what's being proposed versus couple other entities. So that way it would just facilitate as to
Be a
comparison.
lot easier
Yeah.
that way, you can, yeah.
Right.
Very good, Joe, thank you. Any other?
Yes, I'd like to call upon Irving regarding, Irving?
Hi, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, I just want to remind you that this coming Thursday, we have our first organizational meeting for our Boy Scouts, and staff is looking forward to get this group together. I know it's a need out there, and we're looking forward to do a lot of civic activities through the city, and the meeting is going to be held from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in Room B, in the Senior Citizen Center.
Okay, Irving, would you give us a note in our box, so a reminder of this? This is,
I'd be glad to, Mayor.
What we'll do also is that, I mean, it's already on the cable, but he's also having flyers distributed at the schools.
oh, good, so.
So we're expecting to have a good turnout.
Okay. Mayor and Council, I'd like to also call upon Michael.
Okay, we have one just before we get to Michael. Irving,
Yes.
what about the Girl Scouts? Is there any program for the Girl Scouts?
Yes, right now we have 2 Girl Scouts group using our facility for meetings. And one meet on Tuesdays, and the other group meet on Wednesdays. Every week.
Okay, and this is Hawaiian Gardens girls, or?
They from the different areas.
From the
They
area.
belong to the Long Beach chapter, but they come from Hawaiian Garden Lake to the neighborhood.
Good.
Uh,
That's more information to put on the cable, too.
Yeah, I see our city attorney gleaming there. You heard this?
I just wanted to know.
Having been a Boy Scout and explored, I can say that the Boy Scouts are going to be very successful also.
Good. Good Girl Scout here.
Okay, then we have a report from Michael?
Yes, we do, a very pleasant one, as they all are, of course.
Honorable Mayor and council members. Just a brief note about the 2-year budget. We are getting ready to cut our first draft for distribution to staff, and that should be happening within the next 2 weeks, if not sooner. It's very important that we're able to measure ourselves, and the very important benchmark that you need to provide for us is that budget. So we're looking forward to getting it assembled for distribution to staff and council, and to move forward with it. The document will include the budget for the 97-98 fiscal year and the 98-99 fiscal year. So
That's good news.
It's the intention of staff to, from now on, to have 2-year budgets in lieu of year to year. So it's much better from a planning point of view.
Right.
Of course, it's always subject to
Change.
change. Yes.
Unforeseen change, but whatever.
Yes.
At least we have a guideline.
And nonetheless, I'm looking forward to working with council and meeting their needs and assisting you in whatever efforts you want to conduct with the budget, via workshops, study sessions. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Michael, really thank you. And we know that you're putting in a lot of extra hours getting this together. And we
Well,
all
I
appreciate that.
I want to give credit where it's due. Denise Bates has established a number of stepping stones for me in the finance department, and those stepping stones are going to be utilized by all of us in this organization. As soon as I can lay the stones down for us to walk on, with your approval, then we're looking forward to moving forward down the path of accountability, responsibility, and public service.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
Mayor and Council, I'd like to just also briefly call upon Paul just to give a little brief summary of an upcoming agenda item regarding the underground tank status.
Honorable Mayor and Council, I have been in contact with the engineering firm, Linmark Engineers, that put together the initial bid package, plans and specifications for the removal and replacement of an underground fuel storage tank that the city has located down just north of Public Works. This tank the bid package is just about complete. It's been faxed off to Linmark for some final review, seeing as 5 years ago is when this was initially done. As soon as we get their approval to utilize the specifications, we'll be going out to bid for the removal of the tank, not an installation, because that's cost prohibitive at this time. But we would be attempting, our goal is to have this tank out by December 22nd to meet the federal guidelines. However, Mr. Linmark has indicated that there's an opportunity, and I'll be in contact with the LA County Department of Public Works, that there may be a possibility for a temporary closure, and so that we can have the tank basically meet the requirements for a temporary closure, and then have the tank pulled out sometime after December 22nd. But it is our initial goal to get that tank out by December 22nd.
Very good.
Mayor, Council, the reason I wanted this brief summary was twofold. One is to let you know the status of that, because that's a federal mandate, but also as a courtesy to the public to remind them that if there are any private underground fuel tanks out there, they also are being mandated by the federal government directly to remove them prior to the end of this year.
A hazard there of the leakage.
If I might, that's for single-walled tanks and tanks that do not, all single-walled tanks need to be out of the ground within a relatively short amount of time. Double-walled tanks, new requirements also have to have sensors, et cetera, to detect any kind of leakage.
That's a good report. Thank you, Paul. Okay, do we have any other reports from the council? Council reports?
I just have a couple items.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, just real quickly, at the last city council meeting, I spoke about an after-school program that was being considered, hiring 4 part-time recreation employees to provide services for the children, I think from the hours from 4 to 8, 5 days a week, something like that. I think, Mr. Montenegro, you know a little bit more about it. And I would just hope that all the parties that are involved in this would see that this is a win-win situation for the city and try to get this implemented as soon as possible. I'd like to see it on the agenda as soon as we can, so we can approve this and have something for our kids. And I don't see any reasons why it should be stopped. Like I said, it's a win-win situation for everybody, so I'm looking forward to seeing that on the agenda and giving our kids something to do after school. Also, after speaking to some staff members this weekend, it's come to my attention that there's a need out there for code enforcement, sometimes after hours, and also on the weekends, because there's a lot of stuff going on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we might need to consider, staggering the schedule a little bit so that code enforcement can be out there on the weekends and continue to clean up the city and make it a nicer place to live. So I would hope that would be considered.
It's coincidence you brought that up because we had a meeting today and that'll be implemented where there'll be every other Saturday as far as out there with code enforcement. We don't want to announce exactly the exact dates
Of
until
course,
it's
that
been
should
worked
be
out.
done random, yeah, just to keep
It'll be
everybody on
done
their toes.
randomly and on an as-needed basis.
Right.
So that issue is already,
Do we have a new person coming aboard now, or is that?
you're talking about the deputy itself.
Yeah.
The deputy, they're looking at coming on board on October the 1st. But we're talking about hopefully with the new deputy, but also with a city staff person going out there on Saturdays.
Do we have anything for children playing hockey in the street? The sticks and the little thing, and then if it's not there, they use rocks.
What do you mean?
And I'm
What do you-
right at the end of Bellshire, you know?
Oh,
So I'm
okay.
getting a few rocks.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
I
complaining
see.
about the problem?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought we
okay.
were setting
They're
up a
like
program for.
13 or, well, they come close. I mean, I have a barely dig in the front door, you know?
No, but we can, Irving can look into maybe some sort of program, you know. where
There's
it goes-
about 10 or 12 young people, you know, from like 10 to 13 that play hockey in the street there on Bellshire, between 214th Street and 215th. Almost every evening. They're good, too.
Very accurate,
good.
huh? I thought maybe we was talking about a skateboard park or
Future
something,
ducks.
but.
Oh, they do that, too.
Lupe, you have something?
No, just what Betty said, on Violetta, even this afternoon, the kids had cones out there, and they, they blocked off the street and they were playing games. Yeah, they're playing out in the street, and it's not safe.
Yeah, they're on skates, and man, they can just really move and hit that thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we have to implement some sort of a recreation program or something going that the kids will have something else to do. Yeah. Anything else? No? Okay, then if not, then we'll go into closed session. Julia, would you please review us on this?
Before Julia, I thought you were gonna comment on the cleanup, but I'd like to thank the employees for their efforts. I noticed a lot of the secretaries, or mostly all the secretaries and bus drivers and Joe were out there. I know they put in a long, hard day, 2 days.
2 days.
And I want to thank you, and I am sure that the community, the citizens appreciate it. So thank you very much to all the maintenance guys and all the secretaries that were out there.
Yeah.
I also want to thank the staff people that assisted with the program. It was a joint effort from a lot of the departments in the city, and thank the residents for participating.
And what was the tonnage, Joe? 45 tons, or what did you say?
We generally average anywhere from 40 to 50 tons.
Yeah.
Traffic
We're-
moved pretty fast, too, didn't it?
Yeah. We also had assistance from the sheriff's department as well to make sure traffic was proper traffic flow and safety. We'll get dumper seats probably within a month or so, because we still have, the boxes are still full.
Right.
Were you there?
We had the program on a Sunday, and landfills are closed on Sunday, so they store the boxes at off-sites.
It was very well organized. It was a very good program. Ran smoothly. Yeah. I look at it from across the street, you know. Very good, and we thank you all too.
Just real quickly on that area, I'd like to thank Mr. Prida for showing up there and helping out on Saturday. He was out there for a couple of hours, and he worked real hard, and I think it's real nice to have volunteers out there helping, so thank you very much. Didn't want to overlook you out there. No, that's real important, I think, to acknowledge the people volunteering. So thank you.
Anything else before we go to closed session? If not, it's all yours.
Yes, Honorable Mayor, members of the council, and chairman and members of the board of directors of the redevelopment agency will meet in closed session pursuant to the government code section 54956.9A to discuss Moreno versus the city, Peña versus the city, Chidas versus the city, Blazinski versus the city, People versus Walter McKinney, Davis versus the city, the Montrose litigation, Pena 2 versus the city, the Bank of America litigation, the San Jose News litigation, where I'll be requesting support for an amicus in that case. Under the redevelopment agency agenda, we will discuss by right 1, by right 2, Dusky, Lakewood, Suzuki, Miramontes, Moskowitz again, Pavoy's Market, South Bay Protective and Security Services, also pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8 to discuss the Belshire site. Also pursuant to Government Code Section 5465.9B to discuss 2 or more potential cases. Under the city agenda, I forgot 2 more items, Section 54956.9B to discuss 2 or more potential cases, and Government Code Section 54957.6 to discuss matters with our labor negotiator. Okay?
Okay, we're going into closed session. Have a report from our city attorney.
Yes, Honorable Mayor, members of the council, and Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Directors, we met in closed session to discuss the items discussed or outlined in the agendas. Under the redevelopment agency agenda, no action was taken. Under the city council agenda, only 1 item is for the purposes of taking action. All the other items, no action was taken. The item that I propose that action be taken on is item FJ, the San Jose Mercury News versus City of San Jose. I'd like to request that the City of Hawaiian Gardens join the City of San Jose as an amicus, which is a friend of the court, supporting them in their appeal of a lower court decision that may require the city to turn over certain private confidential records such as names, addresses, and telephone numbers of citizens who file complaints. And we think that this is an abuse of the Public Records Act. We'd like to join the California League of Cities and many other cities in support of this appeal. It would be in order to have a motion and a second to support the amicus for the City of San Jose.
I'll make that motion. Do I have a second? Seconded? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried.
All right, for the record, it is a pro bono situation for the City of Hawaiian Gardens.
Any other business? If not, I'll make a motion to adjourn to our next regular City Council and Community Redevelopment Agency meeting of October 13th, 1998. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Meeting adjourned.
What about the housing thing?
Okay.
Can we do that?
Yeah, right, we're gonna go into that right now. Right. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order of the City of Hawaiian Gardens Public Housing Authority. Call to order, roll call, please.
Director Alvarez, Director Schultz,
Here.
Director Cabrera,
Here.
Vice Chairman Talco,
Here.
and Chairmember Cecina.
Here. I'll make a motion to excuse Director Placido Alvarez.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Oral communications, items on the agenda. This is a time reserved for members of the audience wishing to speak on item agendas. This period will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Maximum time allocated is 15 minutes. Please give your name and address for the record. No one? Okay, we'll go on to oral communications. Items not on the agenda. Same rules. Okay, no one there. We'll go on to item A is resolution. Item 1 is adopt resolution number 14-98 relating to warrants for housing assistance payments. Tony?
Make a motion to approve.
No, just,
No? Okay, we'll
Make
take
a motion to approve.
Do I have a second on the motion?
Second.
Seconded? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Director Alvarez, Director Schultz,
Yes.
Director Cabrera,
Yes.
Vice Chairmember Council,
Yes.
Chairmember Cecina.
Yes. Motion carried. Any new business?
Well, Mayor, I just want to make you aware that for the Mayor and Council, as far as the video and the filming,
Yes.
it's been scheduled. Paul and Miguel have put the program together, and it'll be, the meetings will be shown during the regular time, and then also at 10 o'clock on Thursdays. So
Have
it's
they been being shown at the
No.
time we have the meetings?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, but also in the future, they're going to be shown on Thursdays at 10 o'clock, and every Tuesday at 6:30.
I know we used to
Okay,
have a set
Tuesday and
time,
Thursday,
but-
right.
Yes.
That's good. It'll be on regular schedule.
It'll be on regular schedule, and we're putting a heavier emphasis on the use of the cable as far as the programs are available to the public. Also, the upcoming October 6th job fair we'll be having with about 20 employers will be here.
Very good. Okay, we have no closed session items. Oral staff reports on this? No? Oral council reports? No? Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn to our next regular meeting of Tuesday, October 13th, 1998, 8 p.m. Do I have a second?
Motion.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Hey.
We're gonna get used to this guy morning.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Hang around outside for